Hey everybody. Sorry we're running late. Lee had an emergency last minute. His kid like blew up all the vehicle or something. He's on the side of the road, so he's having to go and check that out and take care of that. So we're trying to get everything back situated. I've actually resent an invite to Tim with Adrenaline Vans, and he's going to come on. We're going to talk about their van builds and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to do it all without Lee because you know what? Who needs Lee? It's usually always his. But I hope that his kiddos, because I think Mimi's with him. So yeah, so he's got to go rescue him. But we'll have Tim on here in just a second, and I am checking to look. Let's see. What we got going on? Trying to figure out. I got all flustered. That threw me off. But hey, we've got more Expo is going to be here any second. We'll talk about our sponsors. So we've got more Expo coming up April 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a booth. We're going to go live all the time. We're talking about even having a mobile system that we can do our live broadcasts and everything like that as well. So looking to do that. Hey, Skip, could you do me a favor? And since I'm not able to do my normal stuff, can you go save this to the All Over Overland Facebook page, or save it, share it over there? Normally I would just do that, but appreciate you, man. I know it because he's already in the chat. Yeah, having to be my own hype man. You know what? It's all right. You know, I'm not shy patting myself on the back every once in a while, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, everything just kind of got all kind of easy all the time. So let's end. Hold on. Let me send this over here too. Oh, that's the wrong one. Ah, dang it. Let me fart. That's where some help would be good, Lee. Anyway, we'll get him on here in just a second, hopefully. Let me say, not that one, the one in your email. Okay. Sorry. So I had a fun weekend. I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about, because we got a lot of people in Arkansas, so they're totally gonna understand this whenever I talk to them about it. But I booked a cabin at Devil's Den State Park for me and Sarah, and I either didn't read it or I don't remember the description of the cabin, but they were the camper cabins. Love a little bit of chaos, Lod. Yeah, that's what we got going on here. That is a faux show. And we got Tim back with us. So there we go. Tim, I was just telling him a story, and forgive me, but I'm going to finish the story real quick, but I wanted to bring you on. I took my girlfriend to a cabin this last weekend, and I didn't realize that they were what's called camper cabins, which is just one step above just in a tent. And it didn't have a kitchen, didn't have a bathroom. I didn't warn her of that because I didn't remember. But luckily, I had all my camping gear in my truck, so it was like a seamless. It was almost like I knew about it, but I'd forgotten all about it. It was crazy. It would have been great to have a van. Boom! There we go. Hey, I can't hear you. Oh, it's me. Hold on. What have we done here? Let's do that. Is your mic muted?
How about that?
There we go.
All right.
We went.
I can work on vans real good.
Well, see, and that's the way I am. You know, I'm
right.
a talker, but I'm not a keyboard guy. I don't the computers, like, they're not my thing. I can do Instagram and TikTok, and that's about it, man.
TikTok. We just got on TikTok.
Oh, right on. I'll go check it out.
I resisted. I held out as long as I could. But I'm like, no, I'm not getting on there with a bunch of 17-year-old kids dancing around and all that. And the reason I went to TikTok is because it's the only way to get copyrighted music postable to Instagram.
Yeah.
That's it. So, and now I'm on TikTok.
It's really kind of stupid fun.
Kind of, yeah.
You know,
it's a great way to burn up a half an hour of your life, like that,
Right on. So before all the chaos with Lee happened, my
Right.
first question for you was going to be huge. Now, adrenaline vans, for those of you that don't know, you guys do some crazy work on these Sprinter vans, but that's not what my question's about.
Okay.
Did you know that F1's next season started this week on Netflix?
Yeah. Drive to Survive.
Have you watched it yet?
We're watching season 4 right now, like episode
Really?
6, I think we're on.
Okay.
Totally hooked.
Yeah, it's awesome. I haven't got to watch any of the new ones yet. That's this week. Girlfriend we went and now she's gone on her own trip. So I'm gonna.
My girlfriend loves Supercross, motocross. Like she knows all the riders. She's got all her favorite guys, right? And last year I got her into MotoGP. I'm a road race guy. I grew up racing things, and asphalt was my thing, right? So I came from the road racing side. I'm like, you got to get into MotoGP. So we finally got her into that. And then I was like, what about Formula One? And she's like, I don't really like cars. I'm like, okay, watch this. And
it's different.
One episode in, she was freaking hooked. Yeah. She's like binge watching that show now. It's awesome.
I was a very, very, very casual fan before the Netflix series came out.
Right.
And just the way they present everything.
Yeah.
It's just
well, they turn it into a story that you can really get into, and you really develop like a relationship with these drivers, and you're like, man, this guy's awesome, or this dude's funny, or this guy's a real jerk, and it really hooks you. I like it.
Yeah. You root for people, and then you feel bad for them.
She gets,
and then when the guy went through the wall, like the fire and everything, and then he stood up and walked out of it, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a couple seasons ago, so if you go get caught up. But anyway, I thought that would be kind of fun. I knew that you were a racing fan, and I thought I had heard that you were kind of into the F1 stuff. So wanted to kind of kick it off with that, and obviously go into the vans. Tell us, like, when you started doing the vans, when you first started, what was your purpose in these vans?
Right. Well, I first bought a van in 2016 as a means to transport my motorcycles around the country.
Mm-hmm.
I was working in oil and gas, traveling all over the country, living on the road all the time, and racing. I was racing motorcycles, road racing. We did races all over the West Coast, and a van was kind of the perfect way to get from point A to point B, fuel efficiently, and everything, out of sight, out of mind, not have to drag a trailer around.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, the van's the way to go. So that's how I got into vans initially. And then I sold my house that I was living in Washington because I was really never there. So I sold that, and I had a storage unit to stage all my toys in. And then it was like, all right, well, I just live in the van. So I'd get, a week at a time off. I'd just go to the storage unit, load up whatever toys I was going to ride that week, hit the desert or hit the mountains or go to the track or whatever, and take off with the van. So I did that for several years, and I just loved it. I was loving it. And then, the oil and gas industry is very cyclic. And I did that for 10 years, so you have booms, busts, you're used to putting your money away, and then you got time off when things slow down, and you just go home and you enjoy your life for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened when COVID hit, right? And early 2020, I was working on the North Slope of Alaska at the time. And I went home on days off, and I, to be honest, I kind of hated it up there because it's so isolated. It's just not me. I like being around people.
Yeah.
And you can't ride motorcycles up there. So it's kind of a bummer. So things slowed down, and they shut the slope down for like the rest of the year.
Huh.
And so I decided, well, shoot, I've been, really into this van thing. I've been kicking around the idea of starting my own business for a while. I'm going to start a business building vans out for other guys like me. And I laugh thinking about it now, because initially I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to build like budget friendly vans, for racers that don't want to spend a bunch of money but want to have a van.
Uh-huh.
And now, look at the stuff we're building, and obviously, you can't be in business to just make things budget friendly and really make money and survive. And I kind of learned that lesson early on. And yeah, things changed and things escalated quickly. And now, holy crap, we're building some really crazy stuff, which is pretty cool.
Well, and your vans are different than most vans that are built, because your vans are very, I feel, purposeful.
Right.
Like most vans out there are very home decor.
Right.
Like
yeah,
like the foo-foo stuff, but like all of us guys that really go and do stuff, like all that white bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna look like trash.
It's funny you say that, because when I started the business, a good buddy of mine, he helped me kick things off. We're not we work together a lot, but I'm the one that actually started the business, and he kind of just gave me these ideas, and we both put our heads together and we're like, dude, we want to build vans for guys like us, like single dudes with lots of toys and time to go play. Let's build exactly what we want, because I don't want to build this little mini cabin on wheels with log, whatever freaking
home decor shit.
Dude, I hate it. You see it on Instagram all the time, and I'm just so sick of it, right? So we're like, dude, let's build something totally industrial. Like, I'm thinking man cave on wheels that can go places that most can't, That's what I want to build. And so that's what we built. And then sure enough, there's a market for it. Like, people love that stuff. So
there's so many hobbyists out there.
Right.
And what I find amazing about your vans, and when I started looking at them and really kind of getting into them, I was like, it's not for a motorcyclist. It's not just for a mountain biker, but I mean, it's like for people that have real gear, like real gear.
Sure.
Like gear that you pay money for.
Right.
not gear that you just find or somebody loans to you or, whatever, but like gear. That's what this van, I feel, is for. And so my question is, which of the hobbyists do you find are your biggest customers? Are they the motorcycle guys or the mountain bike guys? Or
well, generally speaking, I think it's the mountain bike guys. What's funny enough is a lot of the motorcycle guys don't want to spend the money on the van. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just haul it in a trailer and be done, or I'm gonna put it on a hitch carrier and I'm fine with it. We have plenty of moto customers, but I would say the people that spend the most money are the mountain bikers, and the kind of all around outdoor people. They want to go camp. They want to go experience the, a week away, kind of off grid. But yeah, they're not just true motorsports people, which is cool. I mean, it's cool that we are able to, start something with the goal of reaching a motorsport specific end user. And now we have a very broad appeal to a wide variety of end users, and not even, a lot of them, they're not even into the, the outdoor stuff necessarily. They're like, dude, you guys know performance, you know how to make these vans handle and drive, are known with them. So like, I'm just cruising down the freeway and going to national parks, but you can make that experience so much better by improving my van. And that's cool to me too, is, that we're able to reach those people that see a value in a van that rides properly and is safe to go down the road, and has braking power now to keep up with the load capacity that it's carrying, so yeah, it's really interesting watching things evolve over the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, and I could see like propellers with all the damn rope they carry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Being able to throw it underneath.
My buddy's big into power paragliding, dirt bikes, you name it. So like when he gets geared up to go to the desert for a week, he's got 2 motorcycles in there, big power paraglider, rock climbing gear. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And it's like, if you watched it, like we keep saying we need to do this, but we need to set up a camera or a drone and just do a time lapse of him unloading everything that's in the van, because it's unbelievable what you can put in there. It's really cool.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Now, and I also think I heard that you served in the Navy.
Yeah, I was a Navy guy.
Well, thank you for your service, of course.
Absolutely.
Especially, with everything going on right now, you just kind of think about it even a little bit more.
Can I go back?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and what was that? What did you do? What did you do in the Navy, if you don't mind me asking?
I was, they call it an AW, Aviation Warfare Systems Operator. So, long name. Essentially, I was a rescue swimmer and helicopter crewman on SH-60 Bravo Seahawk helicopters.
Oh, cool.
So, it's like the Army Black Hawk Down, right? But a
Mhm.
Navy version, it's painted gray. And we had a bunch of electronics in there. Anti-submarine warfare, anti-surface warfare was our primary mission. And then search and rescue was a secondary mission. So super cool. Got to do all kinds of cool tactical type stuff. Got to shoot some guns, got to jump out of helicopters, swim in the ocean, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny now, I think back and I'm like, man, that was such a cool job. But I can distinctly remember like being at home guard, in between deployments, sitting in San Diego and just being like, man, I got to go fly a 3-hour instrument flight tonight with these guys. And it's just going to be boring. I'm just like, this is so boring. I got to go fly around San Diego. And I think about it now and I'm like, what? That was pretty much the coolest job.
Yeah. I'd kill to do that right now.
And I was bored, and I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? Now I'm building vans. It's weird.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of see a theme of adrenaline in your life.
Yeah. Hence the name.
So where did that for you begin in your life?
The adrenaline thing?
Yeah, were you like a little kid doing stupid shit?
For sure. I got into motorsports really young. I think I had a dirt bike when I was 6 that we rode around the pasture and the farmland where I grew up. Got a go-kart when I was, I want to say 8. And then I was pretty dang good at driving on 4 wheels. And so we got into racing karts. And my dad and I, we went and did that for a couple of years, won 2 championships back to back. Junior 1 karting championships. That was super cool. Dad got a little burnt out on spending all his money on that. So he's like, yeah, we're going to do something else for a while. So he bought a boat. We, did the water skiing thing. But as soon as I was in high school, man, I bought a 68 Camaro and with a 400 small block in it. And it was just drag racing and make it go faster. And then pretty soon I got a motorcycle. When I was in the military, I started getting into motorcycles. I'm like, oh, well, I should definitely drag race motorcycles. And we should, I don't know if you're familiar with the Yamaha VMAX, but I had this iconic,
badass motorcycle.
Muscle bike, right? And I was like, well, I definitely need nitrous on that. And so I had freaking wheelie bars and nitrous, and it was just ridiculous. It was so awesome. So I got into that. And then right out of the military, I was big into the street biking thing. I had the VMAX, and then I bought a crotch rocket, and then pretty soon I'm getting arrested, and my dad's a cop back home, right? And he's getting calls, and helicopters are involved, and anyways, it kind of came to a head, and he's like, look, I can either, make you disappear forever, or you can just choose to not ride on the road anymore, and we're going to go racing on the track. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So that kind of got me started racing motorcycles, and since then it's just anything with 2 wheels.
Are you able to drive a motorcycle on the street anymore?
Yeah, I can do it now. I'm old. I'm old and
more mature,
right?
Scared of the other people.
The way I like keep myself in check is I only ride dirt bikes on the street. Really, it's either a dirt bike or maybe a street supermoto, but like nothing over 750 cc's. That's it. Yeah, it doesn't need to go 120 or more. It's fine.
But it gets there so fast.
Oh yeah, it's still fun. But yeah, if I ride with knobbies on the street, I find that I can pretty much behave aside from doing wheelies. And
yeah,
you're fine.
So. Yeah, because you're not going to do an asphalt course on one of those unless you have the slicky tires on.
Yeah, no, you can definitely throw.
And then you can. Yeah, you can tear it up.
Absolutely. I raced supermoto for a couple of years and just loved it. We raced the 450, and man, that was a blast.
My grandfather used to race out in California. He had a light blue suit. His leathers were light blue. Anyway, but they would race. It was an oval on dirt.
Yeah.
But they had to jump.
Yeah.
Like halfway through it. And so we would go to the races. I'm in Oklahoma City, and we used to have a speedway here.
Sure.
And they would do the dirt dirt racing. We'd take him every once in a while.
Right.
And I'm looking at that, and he was like, "Yeah, that's the kind of bikes we rode." And then I was like, "And you did a jump in that stupid that bike?"
They still do that.
It's insane.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy looking.
And then it's like glass. I mean, that dirt becomes so marbly that it's
blue groove marble. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So it's kind of fun. He had to stop because he had 2 daughters and he couldn't get life insurance. So
gotcha.
He was like, "Yeah, it's time to cut that out." So
medical bills are no joke.
They're stupid.
It's
like adulting sucks. I mean, that's
yeah.
just the way it is.
Oh yeah.
We have a few people that come into the chat and they'll come every once in a while. If there's something important, I'll bring it up to your attention.
Cool.
Otherwise, it's usually just people saying hi and stuff
nice.
like that. So
and you're responding to them and everything like that. You type.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. I'll bring them up, and then I'll go usually back after the chat, in which we kind of recommend that you kind of go look at it afterwards in case there's a question that we missed that somebody asked about the vans or anything like that. But let's kind of get back to the vans. So tell us about the vans. They're 4-wheel drive.
The majority of the ones we
majority
work
of them are
drive. Yeah, the majority of them. We see a few 2-wheel drives, but by and large, the most popular platform right now is a 4-wheel drive with a 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel, and that's just a super bulletproof platform that's very, very versatile. Everything from big, home on wheels, plush RV type builds to something like mine, where it's like a mobile garage man cave that's very capable. See a little bit of everything. So, and it's all the same power plant, the same drivetrain.
Okay. And then walk us through the inside, because I've seen the videos, and maybe everybody watching has, but if they haven't, tell us a little bit about it, because you're able to fit a motorcycle in there, and then you can adjust the bed.
Right. Yeah. So on mine in particular, same with my other 2 business partners, we have a very similar setup where it's an adjustable bed, so you can adjust it from almost nearly to the ceiling in the back of the van to down low where you have enough space to sit up in bed and be super comfortable. But you can adjust the bed within a matter of about 5 minutes. It's a manually adjustable bed. It's not electric, no gimmicks, no frills, none of that. You adjust it. The way I have mine set up, I have it set so that the bed is just high enough to get bikes underneath of it all the time, or a snowmobile. And then it leaves me a minimal amount of space up above to sleep. But I don't care, because as I was in the Navy, I slept in some really tight spaces. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I actually kind of like it. It's like crawling up into a fort or something, hit every time. But so that's how mine's set up. In the back, so I have a 170 extended. It's the longest Sprinter that you can get.
Yeah.
So I can get 2 bikes in the back, side by side, and then I can get a third bike in the front, right in the middle. And you could get more, but I have a big toolbox on the side for all my gear, tools, things of that nature. So that's right behind the driver's seat. So mine's set up very plain Jane for the most part. But we have modular cabinetry that comes in and out. So I have a modular freezer cabinet that you can pop in, and it fastens to the floor system. So it locks into place. It takes about 3 minutes to get it in and out. Super easy. Same with the sink cabinet. I have a fully self-contained galley cabinet with a sink, fresh water, gray water. You can just pick that up, drop it in place, lock it into the floor tracks. And then you have a sink for brushing your teeth or washing dishes or whatever. Pull a cooktop out of the drawer, plug it into the inverter. I've got a full power system. So I've got AC power, DC power. So whatever you need to do. I mean, I've taken my road race bike out and run tire warmers off the van at the track.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty cool.
That is.
You got the sun baking the solar panels, and you're no generator noise. It's kind of sweet. So most people are trying to run all their home appliances and stuff, and I'm out there like plugging in my tire warmers.
It's what's important
and stuff. Yeah.
It's what's important.
Priority.
Now, what made you guys think about doing the modular cabinets? What was the big brainstorm on that?
Yeah, just constant change in activity. That was the big driving factor. It was like, man, Steve, good buddy of mine that helped start the business, he was a big player in this whole modular cabinetry thing, and he came up with the majority of the design aspect of it. But he had lived in a van prior to his current one for about 3 years that he built into the van, right? So the cabinets were fixed in place. Everything was non-movable. It was in place. It was permanent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool for a little while until you decide that, like, man, it'd be really nice to put another motorcycle in here or change things around, but I can't because it's literally built into the van now.
Yeah, now I got to go buy
And
a whole
we
new
both
van.
had that complaint. It was like, man, I don't want a van that's just permanent. And we've been in lots of RV type vans built by Winnebago or other companies where it's like, man, there's no space. You're stuck with what you get. That's it. You can't take that stuff out. You can't take the plumbing out. We just didn't want any of those frills. It's like, man, we're all about what we're going to the desert to do, or the mountains or whatever. Like, we want to take the bikes. We want that experience to be about getting to where we want to go and then using the toys. And I don't want a van that's a compromise on that. So,
yeah.
But sometimes it'd be nice to have a kitchen, or sometimes it'd be nice to have a sink. And so that's where we're like, well, man, let's make it modular. Let's make it self-contained. And so that's what really spawned the idea and kind of inspired it all.
Well, and then you're adjustable for day trips or full weekends or events.
For me, I'm like, I don't need a sink. I don't need to brush my teeth for 3 days. It's fine.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
It's overrated.
But you go camping with your girlfriend, and she's gonna want a sink, right? She's gonna want
brushing your teeth is important.
Or something, So you can take the comforts of home, take 20 minutes and bolt everything in, and you're good to go. So that was kind of the whole driving force there.
Yeah, it's like when us Overlanders talk about like showers, and I'm like, dude, are you going? How long are you going? Like, even if it's a week, like, it's a week. It's us. A couple of dude wipes. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting spoiled because I'm in this like van space where everybody's got all kinds of shower systems. You name it. I feel like I have a pretty plush setup. I have a road shower on the top of the van for outdoor showering.
Yeah.
And then I have a geyser shower system. I'm sure you've probably seen those.
Oh yeah, the geyser's pretty cool.
The geyser, so they're made here in town. I'm buddies with John that owns it. He created it. It's super cool system. So we just throw that in the van in a little cabinet, and I've got a little collapsible kind of a pool, if you will, that you just pop out and you can just shower off in that. And I'm like, dude, I'm good to go. Do that every couple of days. We're good. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's funny, but it's always because the answer is always, well, my girlfriend's coming with me.
Yeah, always.
So, we love having them around. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you guys are next level with the trucks and I see your style rigs all the time here in Montrose. I don't know if you've ever been out to this part of the country, but
I haven't yet.
It's packed full of just badass Overland trucks and 4Runners and Jeeps and you name it, right? And I see these guys rolling around and I'm like, dude, that's way too hardcore for me. I'm not sleeping in a tent. Are you kidding me? I have a van. I've got a heater. I've got a stereo.
Well, hey, and now they have these slide-ins with these pop-up tops that have diesel heaters in them.
There you go. Yeah.
And, they have a red arc system that generates all the power stuff you ever wanted. And you can do your laptops and all the different stuff and, warm up the tires for your super bike. I could
maybe get on board with that, but I don't know, man. I've got a queen mattress.
No, I totally get it.
Mattress, a diesel heater, and a shower. And on my come on.
Yeah. No, and here's the deal. I am super interested in vans. Like from day one, I thought that the Sprinter van was the ultimate platform.
Right.
Because you can stand up in it.
Yeah.
Like a regular van, like a Chevy van.
The old Moto vans, the Chevy Express or the
which were bulletproof.
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
My grandfather has a business. They do dog food, and he's got 2 of those express vans. One's got over 1 million miles.
What?
The other one is like 880,000 miles. And he's still driving them around.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Can't kill them.
But you can't stand up in them.
No. Well, the thing is, though, with the van that, the wheelbase, especially on the longer one like mine, you're not getting the same places that you are in a truck
Oh no.
or
Yeah.
a Jeep. Or I mean, you're definitely not going those places.
Uh-huh.
But for me, it gets me close enough where it gets me away from people, and it gets me close enough to the point where I can then leave the van on the bike and
Mm-hmm.
see everything I want to see. Yeah, it would be cool to get to the top of the pass or whatever in the van, but it's just, there are limitations for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think of it all as extending the different things that I like to do. Like if I like mountain biking, and
Mhm.
so if it gets me a little further out,
Right.
then great. And then, like what a lot of us in the overlanding world, it gets us way further out, and
Right.
we get to see just crazier shit,
Yeah.
that no one else sees, which is kind of the point. But the
Right.
further you can get away from the casual
Yeah.
hobbyist,
Yeah.
for some of us,
Well,
the better.
the difference between, the van with a lift and big tires and everything, and say a motorhome or a big fifth wheel RV or something like
Yeah.
that, the difference in where you can go there is just night and day. So
Oh
like
yeah.
you're leaving all those guys behind. And I like that.
Yeah.
You're able to really kind of isolate from that. And yeah, I wish we could get to where you guys go, but it's close enough.
Hey, you can get pretty close in most of the trails in most of the country are pretty wide.
Really?
I mean, when you start getting into some of those Jeep trails, that's even where some of us, like
Yeah.
me included, are kind of like, I got to drive this home.
Well, I don't want to scratch mine. I don't even like getting it
Oh,
dirty, but I definitely, yeah.
don't want to scratch it. Yeah, he races road bikes. Everybody.
Yeah. Look, I have a problem. All right. I got I've got a bit of an OCD, and when it comes to keeping things clean and nice, like man, yeah, I don't like getting stuff
No,
scratched up or dirty. It's a bad combination.
I totally get it. I totally
Yeah,
get it. Yeah,
yeah. Like, what are you
that's
doing this
totally awesome.
weekend? Probably waxing my van. I don't know.
Now, and I know that in your company, so a big part of your business is servicing vans, and people will come in, and you guys are known for doing whatever it takes to get the job done. And
Yep.
a lot of times you have same day deliveries on
Yeah,
certain jobs. What?
almost everything that we do. Yeah, the majority of what we do is same day. Now we've got sometimes where a customer will stack a whole bunch of stuff together in one
Yeah.
order, right? And we'll have it for a couple days. Or there are jobs that it's like, yeah, that's a 2-day job. But by and large, yes, Travis Montrose, that's correct.
Yeah.
But by and large, everything is same day. Suspension, full suspension upgrade, same day. Auxiliary fuel system, same day. Replacement fuel tank, lights, bumpers, roof racks, ladders, everything, same day. And that's kind of our deal. It really kind of sets us apart from a lot of shops.
Uh-huh.
And it's awesome for me because I don't have to stare at a van in my shop for multiple days, right?
Yeah.
And customers love it. They show up in the morning. We've got concierge service takes them into town. I've worked with a bunch of local businesses, whether it be food and beverage, bed and breakfast, outdoor activities. I got fly fishing guides, rental companies. We can go rent snowmobiles. You can go rent razors and go do stuff.
Oh,
We have
nice.
tons of stuff for people to go do
Yeah.
during the day, so they don't have to sit here in the waiting room and just wait for their van to get done. So they come back at the end of the day. Their van is totally ready to go, washed, detailed, dialed in, and boom, they're on the road. And it's awesome. It's very rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of pressure because it's like, man, you got to have all your ducks in a row. You better have all the parts there and be on your game to get all that stuff done in a day. And there's a lot of prep that happens the night before, to get everything lined out so you can get it done in a day. But it's super cool when you tell a customer on the phone, like, yeah, we can do that. And they're like, oh, well, how long do you need the van? 2 or 3 weeks? And you're like, no, a day. And they're
Yeah.
just blown away.
Well, and I'm sure sometimes, like for some people, it's like, hey, because you're in like a big Mecca area for people
Right.
to be traveling through and stuff like that. So a lot of times it's probably people like, hey, look, I didn't realize this thing broke, or I need
Yeah.
to upgrade this. I didn't realize that my shocks were fucking blown.
Yeah.
And I need help.
Yeah. Well, and it's we work really hard to have a massive inventory of all the main components that we sell. And it's awesome for people that come in and they don't even know we exist. Maybe they see us driving by, or maybe we pop up in a Google search or whatever, and they cruise through and we, oh, well, you have that in stock? I don't have to wait 12 weeks to get it. Really? When could you get me in? I'm only here for a couple of days, and if we can squeeze them in and knock it out while they wait, I mean, it just really lends itself to being able to make more sales and mostly just really make people happy and like get them back on the road and out using their van.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So since you see a ton of vans,
yeah,
I have to ask, what's the weirdest thing you've ever found in a van?
It's bad. Like, we've got a couple, and of course, I'm not going to mention any names.
No, of course not.
But my guys, we all talk about them, right? And you get a van in, for the most part, they're pretty nice. Most of the vans are pretty nice. Most of them are nearly brand new, and and clean and fairly well taken care of. But there's a couple that we've had where it stands out because it's gnarly. It's nasty. But what one really stands out, we bring it up all the time. We're like, oh, is it bad as Joe Blow's van? And they're like, no, it's not that bad. But we had a van come in, and my tech drove it into the shop, and got out, and it was basically gagging. Like, dude, it smells so bad. And I'm like, whatever, man. Like, suck it up, get to work.
Yeah,
clean it out, right? We got work to do. I go out in the shop probably 20 minutes later. I leave my office, go out in the shop, and I'm like, my shop's pretty pristine most of the time. So it's clean, it's air conditioned, it's a very nice shop. And I'm like, dude, why are there so many flies in here? Like, instantly, I'm like, there's freaking flies everywhere, and it smells like shit out here. Like, it's bad. And he's over there like
gagging.
I'm like, what?
Ready
what
to quit.
Is that? I mean, this van had been lived in for several years by like a full family with multiple pets. And I no shower in it, of course. And it was just full on dirtbag style, if you will. And it was gross. It's
like redneck van.
Oh, it was terrible. The flies,
hillbilly van,
like rotten food or something. I mean, it was awful. That one was pretty bad. That's pretty memorable.
See, now that's nasty. That's not weird. I'm talking fucking weird, dude.
You're talking fucking weird, dude. What have I seen that's weird? You see a lot of homemade stuff. DIY type things.
You're being nicer to me because I talk
about
vibrators that I find.
You see some janky shit, and you see some really janky shit. And I, of course, business owner, I gotta be nice. And the best part, like the fucking best thing, is you walk out to the van with them, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna do suspension on it, and they're like showing you their van, and they're proud of it, right? And I get it, right? It's their baby, they live in it or whatever they do, right? He's like, oh yeah, I came up with this cool design, like, what do you think? And you're like, oh man, I'm gonna really bite my tongue, like, I think it looks like a freaking dumpster fire, but nice work, like, great. I'm stoked for you. You got to be nice. But yeah, I think really there's a certain DIY crowd that really probably shouldn't be building vans, or working on them. But that's probably the weirdest stuff. You sit there and you just scratch your head. You're like,
can you add?
When did that ever become a good idea in your head? Like, how much were you drinking when you decided it was a good idea? But whatever.
Hey, by the way, what are you drinking?
Tequila.
We've got Oil Fire whiskey.
Limited edition Adrenaline Vans tumbler here. So if you need one,
I'm always for a tumbler.
I'm gonna send one your way.
Yeah,
I'll send you a swag pack.
Very cool. So and I also think I heard that you've got big plans this summer.
Yeah, man, big plans.
Like big plans.
Yeah, scary. It's super exciting until you look at the dollar signs, and then you're like, yeah, that's That's fucking wrong. There's no way it's that much. Okay. All right. But
So everybody here is all about a good time. So tell us, what do you have going on this summer? How much can you say?
well, we're building a new building
Mm-hmm.
right next door to the building we're in. So we're currently leasing half of a big industrial building here. We're
You're
leasing.
still going through building bullshit? Aren't you done? Like with all the building stuff, like all the different buildings and all the bullshit? Like,
No, still going through it. Still. But dude, we brand new. It's gonna be brand new, 11,000 square feet. Offices built to suit. I'll have an apartment in it. It's gonna be super super dialed. It's just it's crazy to me. We moved in here and thought, dude, this is it, man. We've got
we'll
so
never
much
get this
space.
big.
And then fucking 3 months later, we're like, dude, there's no room. I can't fit anything else in here. I got too much crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very exciting. So
It's a
that's happening.
frustrating good problem to have.
Right. Right. It's like
And trying to manage it,
trying to
you know.
manage it, trying to man a business right now. And I mean, as everybody knows, you don't have to be in business to know this. Um, there's no people don't want to work right now. Like it's impossible to find
Mhm. Yeah.
qualified employees
Yeah.
that show up to work every day. Yeah. So that's a big challenge. And of course, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get a big building so we can move double the vans through. And then you're like, and how am I gonna do this? Because I barely sleep as it is. Yeah, I better find some
Yeah.
people.
Well, I'm super excited for you because I know, kind of following you for a little bit and checking out some things. I know that it seems like every time you would take a step forward, it'd be like you either got sidestepped because the building bullshit
Man,
fell through, or it was like you stepped up and then now like you're like, I got to step even bigger.
yeah,
It doesn't stop.
yeah. We had that. I mean, last summer, as you know, we had the perfect building all lined out.
Yeah.
And a lease to own situation, and I mean, it was beautiful, huge building, big overhead bridge crane, so pumped. And then it just turned into it just went from zero to a big flaming ball of shit in
Yeah.
like a day. And I dodged a huge bullet. Like I'm so thankful that we didn't go down that road and that
Hmm.
it didn't work out. But what a lesson learned. And then less than 3 weeks later, we signed on the lease here with this place, and the owner's been just phenomenal to work with. So helpful, so professional. And less than a year in, and he's like, "Hey, let's build another building. You guys want to buy it? Sure, you can buy it. What do
Hmm.
you want in it?" I mean, I'm sending him plans for the office and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, what else do you need?" I'm like, "How about a center floor drain?" Sure, done. What else do you want? I'm like, holy shit, like this
Wait a
is
minute.
incredible. And so, it was a real blessing in disguise that whole situation didn't work out. But yeah, what a roller coaster the last year. I mean,
I
just,
bet.
yeah, go, highs, lows, everything in between. So,
Have you been able to really breathe it in and understand what all has actually happened?
no, it's hard to zoom out,
Yeah.
because you're just in it all day. You're looking at you're buying stuff, right? You're trying to manage the shop, you're trying to solve problems and put out fires, and you're constantly pouring over financials and like, oh well, how are we going to pay this month? And all the shit that you deal with as a business owner. And every business owner's been there, right?
Hmm.
That first few years, it's like it's hell sometimes.
Hmm.
And you're in it. And every once in a while you'll talk to a buddy maybe you haven't talked to in a year, and he's like, dude, I can't fucking believe what you guys are doing right now. And you're like, oh, what are you talking about? Like, I'm just working my balls off every day. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, no, think about it. Like, look at what you've done in a year, or look at what you've done in the last 2 years. And when you kind of step back and have a little bit of perspective, it's like, okay, maybe the hard work's paying off. Maybe the perseverance is starting to show through, and things will turn around. But it's hard to do that,
Hmm.
when every day you're just in it, just trying to solve problems and just grinding. But yeah, I think the biggest compliment is just hearing from people that I don't even know, like yourself, and you're like,
Yeah. Reach out to you and say, hey, look,
yeah,
I love
hey,
what you're
check
doing.
this out.
Come on.
You guys are doing cool stuff. Like, been following you, and your stories are, and I'm like, what? Like people are actually care, are actually paying attention. Like that to me is a huge compliment. So thank you for reaching out and stoked to share a little bit of the
Well,
story.
it was just something that you just don't see enough of. You don't see enough of a van that's actually a tool for what we want to do outside of the vehicle.
Right.
Because, yeah, I like driving on bumpy roads, but I also like doing other stuff when I get there,
Right. Right.
right? So that's what I love about it. It's like a switchblade, not a switchblade, a
Swiss
Swiss
Army
Army
knife.
knife,
Yeah.
you know. And the fact that you can buy one and you can build it to suit as far as the removable modular cabinets, I think is
Right.
amazing.
Right. And the bed system. I mean, the bed system's
Yeah,
huge because it enables you to have that garage in the back, if you will.
yeah.
So
And it's not one more thing. It's not electrical, so it's not
right.
taxing any of your energy reserves, and then going to be all lopsided because you can't get that
It's
back
not.
corner to go down all the way.
Yeah, it's not one more thing to break. I mean, it's pretty foolproof.
Yeah, yeah. It's like guys that like to tinker on stuff built a van.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah,
Which
yeah. I
is,
love it.
I would say that's accurate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
funny, I when I'm working on my van, it's enjoyable. Like I like messing with. I get tired of working on customer stuff, absolutely. But I'll have a weekend, every once in a while where I'm just going to spend it basically working on my van or my business partners' vans, and we're designing something new or we're working through a new system, whatever it may be. And my girlfriend would be like, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, oh, we're working in the shop and we'll be like burning out some long, 16-hour days or whatever. And she's like, oh, you should go do something fun. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
This is fun. Like I'm in this badass shop working on cool shit with the best tools
yeah.
and drinking beer. It doesn't get any better than that. Like I actually really enjoy that. So it is cool to have that, reward and get to work on your own stuff and
Mhm.
I find that very rewarding.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now we had somebody earlier. Let me find it. That asked a pretty good question.
Okay.
So Steve was asking about, do you have onboard fuel for your toys?
I do. Yeah, I do.
That's pretty awesome.
It's super freaking rad. So I have 28 gallons on board in a tank underneath the van
Yeah.
with a transfer system. So I'll go to the airport. I got a buddy who's a pilot, so he'll like give me the gate code. I'll go to the airport at night and fill up with 100 octane, avgas, and then I'll go put that in the sled. I have a turbo Polaris, and I'll go run that. And you roll up to the trailhead to go sledding, and people are like, "Where's your trailer, dude?" And you open the back doors and drive this, ride the sled out the back, and then open the box on the back, and there's this transfer station with fuel, and people are just like, "What is happening?" That's the coolest thing ever. So it's pretty sweet. I don't advertise that system because technically speaking, you're not. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Yeah, it's rad. But technically, you're not supposed to have. There's a lot of hoops you got to jump through to add auxiliary gasoline
Uh-huh.
fuel systems to a vehicle. So yeah, keep it
Yeah.
on the download. Good thing this isn't a public.
Yeah. Yeah. Good thing this
So
doesn't go all across the world
yeah,
at
no,
all.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fine. No big
No,
deal.
I'm sure no one's listening or watching
Yeah, yeah.
or tuning in.
We get the federales coming through the door tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna even do an inspection here.
Prank call. Prank call.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I love that system because man, I got so tired of carrying pails of VP race gas around. Right.
Oh, yeah.
I had Rotopacks inside the van initially, and I still have a couple in there just as a kind of backups. Or I'll usually put premix in it for the 2-stroke. But to have 28 gallons of fuel just on tap is, Steve, that's right. It's just awesome because that's that's several days of moto on a 450
Oh, yeah.
or an adventure bike. Still, that's a lot of fuel. So like for a weekend with your buddies, I mean, you can fuel up everybody, and nobody
Uh-huh.
has to carry gas cans around, which is awesome.
Or they just pay you for gas. and
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
service.
I accept tequila, beer,
Yeah,
gas, whatever.
we're the same. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
whatever works. Food.
Mhm.
I always joke that I don't have to take food with me anywhere I go
Really?
because in like the festivals or the expos or anything like that, because you just walk around the
Yeah.
campsites and people are like, "Hey,
Hey,
come
come
try
to
this. We cook
yeah.
too much."
Yeah.
It always
Nice.
happens. It's
Do you
like
go to all the Overland Expos?
I went to Mountain West this year,
Okay. We were there.
and
Cool.
I thought I saw your vans there.
I was there. I didn't have a van in the show. It was we were just in the parking lot,
Oh,
but
okay,
our good partners at Agile Off Road had
okay,
vans set up there, and we hung out with those guys a bunch. So, but this year we were at Overland West last year with my van.
okay.
So yeah,
Yeah,
but
Lee Lee was there with that one. So
this year we're doing Mountain West with two vans. So we'll be there if you come out. I mean, definitely come by.
oh yeah, the
Yeah.
plan is to be able to hit hopefully all of them. We do the More Expo every year.
Cool.
It's in central United States. It's in Springfield, Missouri, and it's doubled in size every year.
Wow.
It's like crazy. Like the first year we didn't know what was going to happen, and about
Right.
3,500 people showed up. And then the next year it doubled. And this year is the third year. So they're looking for it to double. The vendor space is doubled.
Wow.
So maybe something that
When is that?
April 8th, 9th, and 10th this year.
Oh,
It
dude.
used to be Valentine's Day, dude.
Oh, that would be perfect. Get me the hell out of having to do. Sorry, what? I hope my girlfriend.
Sorry, I gotta work.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm working. No, the More Expo sounds awesome, but that is MotoGP in Texas at
Oh, is it
Coda.
really? Yeah.
And I got tickets. So,
Well,
and I'm camping at the track in the van.
is it that same weekend every
Yeah.
year? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Well, then maybe you'll just need to drop one off at my house, and then I'll take it over.
Yeah, I'll
there.
just run one out real quick.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
do the show from inside the van at the
Cool.
expos. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
awesome.
we'll work
We
that
could
out.
we could
We'll have our
totally do
people
a live show in a van at Overland West. Just a quick live show. That'd be rad.
Yeah. Now, I was asking because about something that you have going on this summer. Do you have like a van thing?
I do.
Yeah.
So Van Wild, Colorado is what we've
Dude,
got.
Sounds like a blast.
so if you think we were gonna do Van Wilder,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, dude, I don't want to get sued. I don't want Ryan Reynolds like banging on the door, going, "Yo, dude, you can't use my movie name or whatever." So we thought,
that'd be great publicity.
oh, it'd be so awesome, right? Everyone wears togas.
Yeah, it'd be worth the foul.
I think so. Yeah. But the other players were in this event were like, yeah, no, we're not doing it. So we settled in Van Wild, Colorado. Essentially, it's an event that it's not like an expo, because I go to all these adventure van expos, Overland expos. They're fun, right? It's a good time. But dude, I get so tired of just selling stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or being sold to. Like, oh yeah, look at my product. You should buy this. You should sign up. And I'm like, dude, and I'm tired of camping in a parking lot with a bunch of other yahoos and just just doing that lifestyle every weekend. So, or like, let's make an event that's all about the end user and why people get these vehicles in the first place. So that's where we came up with the idea of this Van Wild, Colorado, because we're in the outdoor mecca right now. All the outdoor stuff. So like, hey, let's get people to bring their vans. They can go do an overland driving experience. They can go ride dirt bikes. We can do a mountain biking experience. We can go fly fishing. I mean, Ross and Able Reels, the factory is right here in town. In fact, the building that we first were in when we first moved to Montrose was the original Ross Reels building, like 20 years ago.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when
cool.
he gets home and watches this, he's going to be hounding you. He's going to be like, I'm going to come visit.
Come and do it.
Because he's a huge fly fisherman. Like,
really
huge. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I had no idea it was such a thing. And then I went and toured the facility, and their facility is beautiful. The factory is absolutely incredible. But the people that are into that in that fly fishing world, like at the high end of the sport and buying, I mean, it's insane how nice that equipment is. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So,
Yeah.
but we just wanted to bring have an event where we bring people together for a good time. Like, hey, let's bring the vans together, go do these activities during the day, and then come back in the afternoon or the evening. Share your photos, share your stories, sit around the campfire, drink beer, have some meals, enjoy local food. We have wineries, breweries. We got a brewery making us a special brew just for the event.
Right on.
We got food trucks. I mean, it's going to be super cool. Um, it's on my buddy's property, just down the road from the shop. So we're gonna have a shop tour, like Friday afternoon. There's gonna be a shop tour. Come through, check out the shop, have some beer. It's
And
just
when's that going to be?
What's that?
When is that going to be?
It's gonna. Well, we're still waiting on a final word on the date, but it's gonna be sometime midsummer, probably late July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. Well, there's an event that you may need to go to.
Okay.
Because it sounds like it's up your alley.
Okay.
It's and it could be conflict of dates, but it's the Big Iron Overland Rally. So, and they have a vendor area, but it's not a big, I mean, people end up selling stuff, but it's not geared towards selling stuff. It's geared toward
like a hard
more
sell
of,
event, right?
yeah, it's more of like people come up and you say, this is why I do this.
Right.
You know, and then there's music.
Oh, cool.
There's like 2 nights of music. And it's at West Mineral, Kansas at Big Brutus. And it's this big, huge machine. Anyway, it's pretty cool. But it is
Big Iron. That's what you said.
Big Iron Overland Rally, and it is June 10th through the 12th.
Okay.
And they're one of our sponsors. And I'm actually the MC of the event. So I get up there and announce bands and get everybody crazy and drink too much whiskey. And we're all big old-fashioned fans.
Okay.
So there's like a old-fashioned competition, all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
It's a good time.
That sounds awesome. Fun. Kansas. That's not
Kansas.
That's just down the road, man.
See? I mean, it is on the other side of Kansas.
There's a lot of flat nothing in between there and here, but
because even though it says West Mineral, it's like on the east side. Because whenever I went there, I was like, oh, okay. But actually, it's a pretty cool little area. They've got some kayaking and different things. It's pretty cool. You'll need to just check out the website, and it tells you a little bit about it. And they've got limited number of tickets being sold so that it doesn't get too big. You know, just and they'll have all kinds of bands, but it's a good time for sure. So now we're about an hour in. So this is when we start wrapping things up. So tell everybody where they can go find Adrenaline Vans website, Insta, all that stuff.
Sure. Adrenalinevans.com. That's the website. Super easy. You can find us on Instagram at Adrenaline Vans, all one word. You can find us on Facebook at Adrenaline Vans. We do have YouTube, but I don't post much on there. I need to. In fact, dude, I need to. But look, your
YouTube is as bad as mine.
Oh yeah, I just got a GoPro 9. I'm welcome to the modern freaking world here. So we're trying to do more video content, but man, it's hard. It's a time thing, right? So we're trying to get more plugged into that. I think just doing maybe even just vlog type video content will be awesome, just to kind of get
the
people
reels.
involved.
Just doing the reels.
Just doing reels. We've been trying to do more reels lately,
and TikToks.
And literally TikToks, and then posting to Instagram as a reel. And that percent of the platform. Yeah, Travis, come on by, dude. Bring tequila or I've got tequila, whatever.
Travis is a good dude, man. He has a company called Elements, and he rents out vehicles for people to go and explore.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, but the video thing, it needs to happen. So, anyways, Adrenaline Vans is on YouTube. Not super active there, but yeah, Instagram, Facebook, we post on there pretty much every day. Awesome, Travis. Sweet. You the man. What else? really hit us up through the website. You can hit the submit form, the contact us form,
Okay.
or you can email us go ride at adrenalinevans.com. That's our general email. Somebody will get back to you that day. I mean, we take a lot of pride in actually answering the phones and replying to emails and stuff. So reach out. Somebody will get back to you. I've got a sales manager who is just absolutely on the ball when it comes to responding to people. Even if people write us and they're like, "Oh, dude, can you do this thing?" and it's completely outside of our window of what we do, our specialty. He writes them back right away. So, and I know that's a big deal in this day and age. So,
Yeah.
love hearing from people. Messages on Instagram, like every day, people are messaging us on Instagram, and it's so cool to see the reach that that little adrenaline vans and Montrose can have. So, we appreciate it all.
Well, dude, I really appreciate you being on, and it was fun to talk to you. When you get the dates
Yeah,
for Van Wild, just
Van Wild.
send me a message, and
Will
we'll
do.
get you back on. You know,
Oh,
even if we
cool.
get you on for 15, 20 minutes, just to kind of give an update on what's going on and how to get tickets and
Sure.
all that kind of stuff. We'd love to help you with any of that we can, and you know, if we could figure out a way, if the dates work, then maybe maybe we come do a couple live shows up there. So
Absolutely.
that's kind of what we want to do, is be mobile and be able to go
Okay.
to all the places. So
Sweet.
I appreciate it. Thanks for
Yeah,
the time,
Mike,
man.
great talking to you. Thanks for having me on. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, stick around after we end up the show, but I'm going to tell everybody. Usually we have Lee here. I hope Lee made it back with his
Yeah.
kids. I haven't heard anything.
Hopefully his wallet isn't hurting too bad. You know, didn't
Yeah,
have
all we heard was the vehicle is smoking on the side of the road.
to. Yeah, there was no longer oil registering on the dipstick. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
So yeah, that sounds like a mess. And just one more thing to add to his deal. But again, thanks for coming on. Everybody out there, thank you for you know, getting in the chat and talking and you know, sharing the show and just being here. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, whatever you